Hi, Homeworthy. Funny seeing you here. Welcome to my home. Come on in.
On today's episode of Homeworthy, we're in Los Angeles, California, visiting the beautiful home of content creator and designer Marco Zamora.
As you can see, there's a lot of character and architectural details, so I think it's very important that we preserve historical homes like these.
With millions of followers on social media, Marco has made a name for himself with his amazing and inventive designs, like these elaborate and jaw-dropping Christmas trees. For this floating spiral tree, he used amaranthus, chicken wire, and even shower curtain rods. And we can't forget this magical Christmas creation that used more than 18,000 crystals.
But little did I know I was gonna make a tree that weighs almost 100 pounds.
He's also gone viral for his incredible passion projects, including 2 dramatic bed canopies made from everyday materials that feel anything but ordinary, proving that creativity, not budget, is the real secret to high-end design.
One of my most viral projects is my bed canopy, which I designed to be simplistic yet elegant so that anyone can recreate it.
Today, Marco gives us an inside look into a day in his life. He's a remarkable talent who turns everyday materials into extraordinary spaces, and we can't wait to show you his world.
Hi, Homeworthy. I'm Marco Zamora, and I'm a content creator and designer. I'm super excited to spend the day with you guys here in Los Angeles. I moved here a few years ago, and I'm really excited to show you guys some of my favorite spots. First up, we're heading to International Silks and Woolens, where I'll show you some incredible fabrics and share a few tips on how to choose the right ones for your space. Then we're off to the flower market, and then we'll stop for some coffee at one of my favorite go-to cafes. Not only are the interiors gorgeous, but they also have amazing lattes. If you know me, then you know that I'm a coffee enthusiast. After that, I'll give you a sneak peek of my new apartment. It's gonna be a great day. Let's go.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
We're here at International Silks and Woolens. It's one of my favorite fabric stores in LA, and as you can see, there's a lot of different textiles. There's all sorts of fabrics from wools, linens, velvets, and if you know me, you know that I love to use fabric to create an impactful moment in design. One of my most viral projects is my bed canopy, which I designed to be simplistic yet elegant so that anyone can recreate it. All you need are 2 curtain rods and a long piece of fabric, and you can create a huge impact in any room. I've actually created 2 bed canopy designs, one that was a striped linen and another that was a blue drape fabric. Some of my favorite fabrics to use right now are actually wool and linen. I just got some beautiful wool drapes, similar to this color, and I think it's just such a nice fabric. When you walk into fabric stores, it can be a little overwhelming, but typically I like to have an idea of what I'm looking for when I first start. And then here, there's an amazing team that can always help you and guide you. So usually I'll go to the team, ask them, hey, I'm looking for a linen that's striped. I want these dimensions, and they'll guide you to the right place. I pull a lot of my inspiration from my travels. I love traveling internationally and getting ideas from all over the world. Another really good resource is Pinterest. You can find really cool ideas on there, and I think it's important to kind of have some sort of a visual or idea of what you're trying to do or what you're looking for. And then once you're here, you kind of just see where the fabric takes you. I'm a civil engineer by training, and I used to come into stores like this for passion projects, and now I'm incredibly happy and thankful that I get to do this as my full-time job now. These fabrics are really cool. They're all silks, and I feel like they'd be perfect for a textile installation or maybe draping along walls. This color is definitely calling my eye. It's like a buttery cream white. Beautiful. Oh, this would be beautiful for a sofa. It looks like mohair of burnt orange. I'm sure you'd probably have to buy this whole roll to cover a sofa though. As a designer, I get so excited with all the colors and textures. I'm actually currently working on a project where I'm enveloping this doorway with silk fabric and draping it to really create this dramatic moment. I actually just came back from a trip to Italy, and I love that with all of their curtains, they had valances up top. So I feel like something like this would feel very regal and elegant. So love this. All right, time for the next stop. Let's go. So we're in the Los Angeles Flower Market in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, and it's one of my favorite spots to come for inspiration and for any projects that I have. I feel super lucky to have a flower market this big here in Los Angeles, and it's a really great resource to get flowers, plants. I'm usually here about once a month for any project that I'm working on, and it's a great place to get inspiration. Amaranthus is actually one of my favorite flowers. It was the star of the show of my floating Christmas tree. I've actually gotten a bit of a reputation making extraordinary and extravagant Christmas trees every year. For this specific project, I partnered with a florist where we created this huge installation of all live florals and pine, and Amaranthus was the star of the show. At the time, I was incredibly inspired by architectural floral arrangements, so that's what inspired that year's Christmas tree. Next, I'd like to take you guys to one of my favorite coffee shops, so let's go. We're here at the Cal Edison building at Aquarela Coffee. It's one of my favorite coffee shops. They specialize in Brazilian specialty coffees, so let's go inside and check it out. We're in this incredible Art Deco building that was built in 1931. One of my favorite features of it is the coffered ceiling and the stained glass windows. And a really cool fact is that there's over 17 different types of marbles that were used for the walls and the floors. Typically, my go-to order is an Americano, but every once in a while, I like to splurge and get something a little more decadent. Today, we're gonna be trying the Batida, which is a Brazilian specialty coffee that's blended. All right, let's try it out. So good. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a coffee aficionado. My love for coffee first started when I was in college, and ever since then has just continued to grow. I think being here in LA, there's a huge coffee culture, so you can try a bunch of different coffee shops and coffee types. Here, for example, we have Brazilian coffee. I've also loved Thai coffee, Colombian coffee, and anytime that I travel, I love learning about the art of making coffee and each culture's unique process. And now that I got my coffee, let's go take a peek at my house. Hi, Homeworthy. Funny seeing you here. Welcome to my home. Come on in. Welcome to the living room of my home. This is a 1920s Italian-style apartment located in the heart of LA. It has some of the most unique features that I've ever seen. In the living room, it has 13-foot tall groin-vaulted ceilings. On top of that, there's this massive wood-burning fireplace. It has some really cool Latin scripture on it, and it translates to "The truth is great and will prevail." I really fell in love with this place for all of its architectural details. Having character and history is really important to me. I recently added this gilded mirror up top that's actually from our house, and I feel like it was meant for the space. I also have this really cool bust that's on top of this pillar, which I think adds a little bit of that old world feeling. Here you can see the beautiful wool linen curtains that I was telling you about. I picked them in a color that's almost like a soft muted green. I feel like it's a fun way to add color to any room. As you can see, I love to mix a little bit of new, a little bit of old, and also I think it's really important to add different materials in the space. I would say that my style is a little bit eclectic, definitely a minimalist, but I love to have fun with it. Here you can see a few of the different materials. So we have some marble as the base of my coffee table, some stainless steel here on this tray. Here are some of my favorite furniture pieces. There's this boucle stool with a stainless steel base and this really cool steel chair where you can actually swap out the back and change the fabric completely. So it's a very unique and interchangeable piece. Growing up, I always loved art, architecture, and design, and going to school for civil engineering really gave me this other foundation that was a little bit more math and analytical, but I love the combination of mixing the two because that's what really allows me to get creative, and I almost feel like anything is possible when it comes to creating, and that's kind of how you see a lot of the projects that I've created thus far. Here we have a really cool light fixture, which is a Noguchi, and it's one of my favorites because it's actually a totally different material. It's made out of rice paper, and I love how it bounces the light in this room. And if you walk over here, we actually have a baby grand piano. It was pretty difficult to get in here, but I'm super happy with how it looks, and me and my sister love playing on it. And then if you look up here on this wall, I have this really cool candle holder. It's maybe a little dangerous because it's a bit of a balancing act, but I think that's what makes it really unique. Seeing the staircase really is what sold me on this apartment. It has a total of 3 different levels, but it's just such a main feature to the apartment. Also on the steps, you can see these really beautiful hand-painted tiles and all of the ironwork on the handrails. As you can see, there's a lot of character and architectural details, so I think it's very important that we preserve historical homes like these. A really unique feature about this apartment is that almost every room has these little niche lights, which are super cool. And like I mentioned, the ceilings are groin vaulted ceilings, and they have these really unique moldings at the ends of it. All these glass French doors are original, which I love because they give me a view out to my courtyard. All right, let's head outside next. Come on. Now we're stepping out into the beautiful private outdoor patio, which has one of the coolest features, which is this outdoor pergola. I also added a bunch of plants to this space to really make it feel like you're transported to Italy. For the furniture out here, I wanted to keep it really simple. I added a lot of iron chairs, for example, this bench. I also wanted to make it feel lived in, so I added a few mixed in chairs so that they have slightly different designs. This really is the perfect place to entertain. This past weekend, I actually had some friends over and we had a nice little barbecue and it was a great time. Over here, I actually added a fountain. I love the sound of trickling water. It's so serene and relaxing. Here we have these really beautiful star jasmine plants which smell incredible and also remind me a lot of my childhood home. I grew up in Northern California, so really California has always been home, but what I really love about this home are all of the unique details in each room. Every room has its own characteristics and feelings, so when I designed this space, I really want to pay tribute to that. I've slowly been designing this beautiful home and there's still so much more left to go, so if you're interested in following my journey, make sure to follow me on YouTube and Instagram at want.zamora. Bye, Homeworthy. It was so much fun spending the day with you here in LA. Until next time, bye.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.